Hello, good morning, welcome back to the Fish Locker out on the boat. Out on an incredibly foggy morning on the boat. We have got the best part of, guys, probably not even 50 metres of visibility. We're heading out this morning. I don't know if you can hear that, but there is a large vessel somewhere over there. And you can hear the fog on. Yeah, we were steamed out, just killed the engine. We thought, let's go try and find some bait. You couldn't hear that, could you, at all? And steaming through, couldn't hear a thing. Fortunately for me, I have got AIS on the boat, so that's us. That AIS target is St. Piran, and it looks like he's accompanying another vessel. So yeah, that AIS comes into its own on limited visibility like this. The plan today is we're going to go and explore a new area of ground, a new bit of reef. I've not fished it before. We're going to try a couple of spots at anchor just to see what we can find. I need to get out of this fog first though. Yeah, you really do need to have your wits about you. Last time we come out in fog, Chris and I ended up steaming for about 3/4 of a mile in completely the wrong direction and hadn't got a clue about it. It is really disorientating. Let's go. This is actually quite interesting what we found here. When we have southerly weather for a prolonged period of time, we sometimes get these. See it? Ugh.
Run it over.
There you go. It's a Portuguese man of war. Now, they aren't actually a jellyfish, they're a siphonophore, which is a collection of organisms. Yeah, you want to be really careful with them though, because they sting. They can kill dogs. Humans, if they sting you, unless you're allergic to them, you're not going to die, but they are excruciatingly painful. A beautiful looking creature with quite literally a sting in its tail. The larger specimens have been found to have tentacles up to 30 metres long. We're steaming about still in thick fog. We've just come upon this fender here, this buoy. Look at those goose barnacles. This has been at sea for a long time. Keep out of it.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, just have a look at it, bring it up on, stick it on the back of it. But it weighs, but it's got some weight on it, won't it? Yeah, yeah. we were just talking about, like I say, because we've had an awful lot of southerly weather, it just, everything from the Bay of Biscay all just ends up here. And that's where these have come from. Mental. We'll keep our eye out. We were just talking there that we've seen probably 10 Portuguese man of war today. We've seen probably 10 Portuguese man of war today. Or sometimes if you get big pieces of flotsam, like a pallet, something like that, and it all ends up here, you get something called a wreck fish or a stone bass that hides around underneath. It's one of the only times when you'll ever catch them up here is when they've drifted up here or something. Yeah, it's fascinating, them. Goose barnacles. Given the length and size of these pelagic gooseneck barnacles, this buoy could have been floating lost in the ocean for 3 or 4 years before we found it. I think that's fascinating.
Oh yeah, that'll do.
Oh yeah. That was a live bait, if ever I saw one. See if we can't winkle some out on the lures. It's unnerving, isn't it, when you can hear
You can't see anything like that. You can do. Got it? No, that's alright. I was lifting it. Nice. Yep. That's what I want.
wave was cresting
I
there.
know, that's alright. Very good. Over there, isn't it?
You couldn't see it on the camera. Couldn't see it, but I knew there was a rock somewhere near there because there was a wave crested right up on it.
Isn't it?
Little pollock. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Might have pulling the boat to it.
His mouth as well. Look at that.
Well, that's a first. that's a size edible crab. That's big enough to keep. On a soft plastic. There you go. If you hadn't seen it, you wouldn't have believed it. What we're doing, we're chucking the lures around for a little bit because I don't want to put the anchor down just yet. I want this fog to burn off because the area of reef where we are, we don't know if there's any fishing gear on it, don't know if there's crab pots, we don't know if there's nets, we don't know if there's anything, and you can't see the enders because there's too much fog. So I want the fog to burn off a little bit so we can check the area out before we put the anchor down. Ooh, that's a fish.
Isn't it?
Feels like a plastic. Oh, yeah, it's up back. Right, stop me right in my tracks, that one.
Gonna move us a bit, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that was a nice fish, that. Let me just... before we even start. I knew as soon as it hit and it stopped me in my tracks. And it didn't go anywhere, it just sat down. Right, a good bit. Just stayed there and just did like a full lap. Up high, and then just ran round the boat. There you go. It's a nice bass, that. I think I might keep this one. And there's one we've stopped slopping around the place. There's a lure in his mouth. There you go. Yeah, that was just a little fish crazy eel. It sounds like that foghorn's really close. I mean, we aren't that far away from it. Sound travels differently at sea, and also it's deceiving when you're in the fog.
Isn't it?
Well done.
I'm only using a really little lure. It's only like 20 grams, something like that, 30 grams. Yeah, nice fish. I'll keep that one.
Ooh, missed it. Right, that time's up. Cast over top of me here.
You're all.
Oh, what? When you see it, you'll know what I mean.
Wow.
No. Oh, to the side. I want to show you.
Okay, yeah.
That there is a wound from a seal. Tell it's a seal because there's bite marks on this side here. But yeah, he has devoured that lure. There, look. Yeah, look, there's scratches all down his side here. A wound there. But he seems to be healing, seems to be surviving. Yeah, a nice pollock. The way it shook and it's staying there, yeah, it looks like a nice one. Well done. It'll be size, but I'll go for a bigger one.
Same again, that little lure.
Yeah, we were just talking there, we've had mackerel, Chris has caught a squid on the mackerel feathers, pollock, bass and a crab. We haven't even got the anchor down yet. Hopefully this sun is going to hopefully that's going to burn this fog off. Oh, where we got? Oh no. That feels like a scrappy bass. Nice fish, mate. Nice fish. Thank you very much. That was. I'm going to say.
One's fogged, one
No,
over
no,
there.
no, no, no. Mine's definitely bigger. Good.
It's not that size.
Oh, it is. So I'm told. Yeah, that was perfect. Just because we've had a bit of daylight now and I can position us properly. Yeah, both of us. Straight into the trike zone. Just for anybody that's interested, this fish is this fish is 55 centimetres long. This is a 55 centimetre fish. I'm gonna stick it here in the live bait tank. Live bait bucket for 10 minutes. We're allowed to take 2 bass each. We've got a lot of bad weather coming, so I think I might try and take my 2 bass today. Yeah, minimum landing size is 42 centimetres. I prefer to take a fish that was around about like 48 to 58, between £4 and £6. That first fish was brilliant. The first fish was about £6. Wouldn't take any bigger, and I don't really fancy taking anything smaller. Oh, yeah. There we go. There's the low, look, just in the corner of his mouth. Rolling. Fish, that'll be a 50 something.
You go. Nice fish.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was talking about there. The previous fish, because you're only allowed to take two, the previous fish, we've kept them alive in a tank just in case we caught a bigger one. That one is 52 centimetres. Perfect size.
There's that one I had earlier, so because the other one's better size, you can go back.
I don't know. Oh no, it's a pollock. God, people would have definitely said, oh, it's the same fish every time. There we go, a little pollock.
Oh, look, go on.
Yeah, I know. Just looking at that. We were saying that we would just carry this drift on and then put the anchor down, but I think what we might do is go back and have one more go at that. Nice fish. What I'm going to do. That is another stunner of a bass. The lure just in the corner of his mouth. I think this one will be high 50s. I am going to keep this one, and because I've kept this one alive in a live bait tank, I can let this one go. Perfect. Now, I've covered this in a couple of videos before. When we're taking fish for the table, I do believe in the dispatching and bleeding of fish. I'm not going to show you that on a video because some people don't like to see that. But if you want to know the methods that I do, Google Ik Jimmy or Ike Jimmy, depending on how you pronounce it. Yeah, Ik Jimmy. And now it's cleared up, we'll finish this drift and we'll go and put the anchor down. Before we put the anchor down, what I'm doing is I'm just splicing up a little short end to go onto the buoy for the Alderney ring. This is a larger buoy than I've been using before because we're going to be fishing a tight rope. I'm going to stick a grapple anchor right into the rock and bind up tight to it. So in order to free it up, I'm going to need a larger buoy. And Chris is going to continue throwing lures at bass. And there we go. Right, it's come time to put the anchor down. What I have got, because I'm going to be anchoring up into really rough ground, this is a really snaggy reef. I'm going to be using a grapple anchor. And it's rigged with a weak link, so that if it does come properly stuck, that weak link should break and it should trip out backwards. And I have got an Alderney ring and a buoy.
Make sure it's tied on. This time, yeah?
Yes, I've double checked and triple checked. He's referring to a time that him and I went out squid fishing. I was busy talking to her and I was switching over from one anchor to the other. Wasn't paying attention. Disconnected an anchor, then thought I'd reconnected and I hadn't. So when I threw it over the side, the anchor and chain just disappeared. Lessons were learnt. Yeah. I'll pitch us up, we'll put the hook down and we'll get laid back. Hopefully we'll get it right first time. There is a little bit of swell. I say a little bit, it's probably 2 metres, isn't it? Like actually it's over my head. Yeah, it'll be best part 7 or 8 foot. But because it's a long way apart, you barely feel it. I worked my anchor off the side, off the side and the back of the boat. And I've fastened it to the after cleat now just to tighten the rope up. You need to be careful doing this because if you're in an area with a lot of tide, a strong tide, your anchor comes fouled around the back of the boat, it can be really dangerous. Now we've got hardly any tide down here. First of what I imagine to be a few of those. We've got the anchor down now and we're just dropping our baits back. Now we're in a bit of a mixed bit of ground. We've got reef and then we've got a little patch of sand or mud behind us, so we're right on the edge of both. But yeah, when we build up a bit of a scent trail, I'm imagining that the fishing's going to switch on. I was just busy taking a layer off. I was just busy taking my life jacket off. My rod arched over. And on my little scratching rig with a piece of squid, it's a really angry bullus. Decent bullus. It is a nice bullus, that. Do you want me to tail it out? Yeah, I'm not interested in this octopus at all.
There you go. It's been a bit stubborn, but not a bad size fish, is it?
We've been mixing it up a little bit. We've got a couple of rigs on the bottom with long rigs with decent sized hooks and big baits, and some with small baits. Some with squid, some with octopus, some with mackerel. The only bait that isn't catching fish at the moment is the octopus, which is strange. The squid was just getting hammered, like instantly. So we'll put a little bit of octopus down just because it's tougher and they don't want it at all. Really strange.
Three fish.
Well, another bolus. What's that tea bag on, mate? Thank you very much. All that was there was just a 4-0 with a bit of octopus and a bit of squid. Now I had just said to Chris, I just said, look, all we'll simply be catching here is bullus and dogfish. The next 4 fish that come up, if every single one of them's a bullus and a doggy, we're going to move. What's that, 2 now?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just that aggressive that if there's loads of them down there and they're on the feed, nothing else will even get a licking. Whoa. Shark's hat, that guy. There's number 3. Oh, daddy hooks. There you go, there's number 4. What do you want? This one is actually, this one's a juvenile male. Got some hellish teeth on him. If this is all that's down there, we ain't going to catch naught else. Let's get the rods brought in, bring the anchor up and we'll go check somewhere else out. Calling dogfish.
Yeah. Does feel a bit heavy, but
Backwards dogfish.
fouled up dogfish.
That's why you rig that weak link on the anchor, look. It comes stuck and all we had to do was just turn into the tide a little bit, give it a little bit more kick, pop the weak link out, tripped up and came out backwards. Gosh, different day now, sun's come out.
Oh no.
Oh, Bernard on the jig as well. Nicely done.
Nice looking.
We're on another little patch of reef now and we're drifting at like 0.3, 0.4 knots. So we've decided that we're not going to put the anchor down just yet. We're going to have a little bit of a drift over it and see if we can't find something. Ideally we're looking for bream, black bream.
No.
Another Bernard. To show it wasn't a fluke.
Yep.
Just got absolutely no tide in here. Problem with that is even when you put the anchor down you can't get laid back properly, you just kind of swing around a bit, so you just hitch the bottom. We'll let that tighten up, then I'll let the rope go at the back and we should swing round. And then when it's got settled, we'll see if we're getting a scent trail going again. You found yourself something worthwhile, have you?
Yeah. You say that. Swimming up.
It'd be better if it was a link.
Swimming up. What's that?
It's a link. It's a cracker of a link.
Jesus. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did say, didn't I? I said it's rough ground here, so we'll go on here and we might get a bit of link. Sorry. There's the hook, right in the corner of its mouth. Well, that'll be close to £20. That'll be a £16 fish.
That's not bad, is it, off there?
No, rough ground as well. Imagine you hold your own fish. I'll catch one. I'll catch one as well.
Yes, not bad. It's not really. Unfortunately for him, he is coming home. He has blown.
That was fantastic. I was just saying, as we're heading out here, and I was looking at it, this bit of ground, and I was saying, go off onto this bit of rough ground here, and we might get a chance of a ling. It's a cracker of a rough ground ling. I mean, we are in best part of 60 metres of water, and this area down here, like I say, it's completely untapped. We've never anchored this before, so we didn't know what to expect. There'll be conger, ling. We might even see a spur dog.
You feel it? It's not a fish.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Spur dog. Good sail in there. It is every now and again, almost like I know what I'm talking about. I had just said that I'd be surprised if we don't end up getting some spur dog. Just because of the type of ground that we're on. I thought, well, yeah, spur dogs. And yeah, spur dog. That's all that was. It was just a 6-0 Cox and Roll meat hook that I've offset. I offset them with a set of pliers and a mackerel flapper. That is a spiny dogfish, also called a spur dog. The reason it's called a spur dog is because of that big spur there. See? And he's got one there. This is a juvenile male, and this is quite small for him. I'll be surprised if there's a few of these down there when they get on their feed. I'll be surprised if we don't see any up to double figures now. That's all we're using. Yeah, it looks like a ling. Unless it's a big bull, it might be a monster bullus.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Monster bullus. Tell you what, that is an absolute giant.
I'll let you deal with that.
When it come up and I saw brown and a white belly, I was just going to say that is an absolute giant. I'll tell you what, that's probably up there with one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. It's the size of its head. They don't get much bigger than that.
That is massive.
I can't even get my hands around its head, look.
Well,
What a beast.
you got your scale?
I'll have a look, because that's worth weighing now.
Yeah.
No, you've got longer traces than me. I've only got short traces.
Oh, yeah.
That's because usually when it's slack tides like this, a fish can get it in its mouth and sit and hold it, can't it?
Yeah, I don't lift the rod up every so often.
Yeah. Yeah, just conger eel. Another species for the day. We have been getting quite a lot of dogfish mixed in with them, so we've gone to bigger hooks and bigger baits. Now you can't stop the dogfish because they're greedy as anything, I've used like a full £1 mackerel before as a live bait and come up and it's had a dogfish that's swallowed half of it and it's sticking out of its mouth still. But what it does stop them doing is it stops them getting hooked so often. So another bigger fish could bully the dogfish away now.
All about teamwork, isn't it?
It makes a massive difference. Makes a massive difference being out here with somebody who kind of knows what the crack is. There is quite a bit of fish on the bottom now. I think the pouching have come in. Longer eel. I'll give you a double figure fish.
Not bad.
That's a better reel anyway.
There's your eels.
For the for the species, I wouldn't have wanted to count that one at our cock because it was only about £2. That's a better fish. What is this little noodle you've given me? Yep. That's because there's no tide. Because there's no tide, the fish are taking the bait but aren't moving anywhere. So it's not registering a bite. So it means that they're swallowing it. Yeah, they're taking the bait, not swimming anywhere with them. So it gives them a chance to swallow them before you know they're there. And that's why you use heavy mono when you're fishing for congers. This area of ground here, as soon as we dropped down we had the ling. The ling are more of an active roaming hunter. Conger eels live in all the crevices. So the ling and the bullous have been going around hunting, same as the spur dogs. And now the scent's been going for a while because again, we've got no tide. So the scent of our bait isn't being carried very far. The congers have come out. That little hook length did the job, didn't it? Sorry, mate. There you go. One fine. Do all your fighting on the boat, do you? There we go. A nice fish to end with. There we
go. State. I was
just gonna say, the whole boat. It's one of them. There's certain types of fishing where the boat stays clean. And usually, like wrecking, when you go wrecking, the boat ends up absolutely minging. Yeah, the boat's in dire need of a clean. That was the hook length. I think we'll tidy down, get everything sorted, get everything stored, chuck a couple of buckets of water around, get that anchor up, and we'll see about sorting them fish out. Sat that easy, that one, it didn't even trip it, did it? Go. We're going to take the bass home whole and cook them whole. But the ling, I'm going to fillet the ling off real quick. Now I have got videos on the channel already showing you how to do ling slow time. It makes an awful lot of difference having a sharp knife. Ling's skin is really thick. I hope you enjoyed joining us. I hope you found it interesting. All the very best. See you later.